That sort of.
All right, let's try that again, Mr. Gregg.
Yeah,
Rewind this, Greg, go ahead.
that's all right. I've got three things on the agenda here. The first one I've got up is our 2019 County Highway Maintenance Resolution. And there's actually two documents that you should have there. One's an IDOT form. Basically, this sets aside the money for all of our rock, oil and chip, all the materials we're gonna need for the year, salt, striping, things of that nature. And so this is something that's required by IDOT that we get this approved before the calendar year starts for 19, so that everything's approved and set up. The amount for the county highway maintenance is $1,547,225. So just need to approve that resolution, and that also goes along with the resolution for maintenance on underneath the highway code that's attached. So
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the 2019 County Highway Maintenance Resolution.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Brent Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
the next thing I've got is Heritage Hills subdivision. And Stephanie's got the plat over there. This is a 3-lot subdivision off of Dr. Springs Road. There's no new roads as part of this subdivision. Two of the lots are relatively small lots, but they're served by sanitary sewer, so everything's good there. There's no back taxes. It's been reviewed by myself and Jeff's office. And so I'd like to move forward with the approval of the Heritage Hills subdivision.
So moved.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Brent Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
The last thing I've got is a subdivision that's being developed. And one of the things that came up, it's the Hatfield subdivision. One of the things that has come up is the private lane request. This subdivision comes off of Camp Cedar Point Lane, and there's a private lane that comes off of it, and what it is a family member separating off a 1.1 acre lot just for this family member, and it's served by this Esther Lane. And it's been like this for some time. This Esther Lane's been in existence and been private. And I told the developer that this would have to be approved by not only myself, but the board. That's something that's in our subdivision ordinances. And so that's what I'm bringing to you today. I think since it's already served like this, the developer acknowledges that it's a private lane and that doesn't want further county highway department to maintain that road, that they're okay with that. And so that'd be my recommendation, that we approve that.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the Hatfield. Everything's been checked on by everybody, right?
Yeah, this is the first step, and we've looked at the subdivision all as well, give them the comments, but this is the first step they've got. Next, one of our further meetings, I'll bring the subdivision to you as well.
And then there,
This is
And
just a
it-
private lane request.
Okay.
right, and you said that they're acknowledging in a letter that the private lane is not to be maintained by the county highway.
They do. In his letter to us, the road is privately maintained as a 10-foot wide gravel. So they fully understand that.
Okay.
So
Make a motion to accept the Hatfield subdivision private lane request for approval.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Brent Gentry. Jim Marlowe.
the only other things I want to bring you up to date on, the mock mine just went underneath Pault Road the last couple of weeks. And we've completed all our monitoring of that, and we've done the repairs, and everything went pretty smoothly. I think we were only out there about 8 days with all of our work, and so we were able to asphalt it. And it should hold through the winter and be just fine. We won't have the potholing that we did last year. So that's one, and then the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys is, and something that we're kind of proud of out there, we've went this past year, all our guys went the full fiscal year without a lost time
Really?
accident or anything, so I wanted to kind of bring that up. It's something that they're proud of as well. We're gonna do a little something for them, have a little lunch for them to recognize them, so I want you guys to be aware of it.
Okay.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, it is. So, that's all I've got.
Okay, thanks, Fred. One other thing too, on the department reports, I spoke with Kevin yesterday, and they put the gate, he put the cord up, blocking the that entryway into where the recycle thing is across the street. And he said that helped out, that we didn't have all the trash laying all over the place on the ground. And it's still going to come in. We had talked about this during one of our budget meetings, and about him bringing the dumpster from Johnston City down here. And he still thinks that that's a good idea. So I told him, I said, well, you're in charge of that. Yep. Get her done. And so he's still planning on doing that. He didn't have a timetable as to when they would get that moved down here, but I think that would help dramatically.
I had Mr. Gravel sent me a note, I guess the first day, when we're kind of, after last week, we all stuff on the ground. He said he saw the sign, it said 2 hours this day, 2 hours. He goes, what's this all about? For 24 hours, a lot better. I said, no, it's not, because there's no control for 24/7. You just leave it out there, they throw trash down the creek all the time, throw a carcass of an animal in there. So I think when the meeting's coming up, we need to, make sure we're going back the way it used to be, might be the way. Now, if he brings the trailer down, is that gonna be 24/7, or is that gonna be?
It'd still be limited on the weekends. Weekends, he would still put the fence up. It's not a fence, it's a string that goes across their cable. But
This doesn't seem to be a really good way. You put up 24/7, they're gonna take advantage of it. It won't be recycling, it'll be trash, it'll be animals or whatever. I mean, and so, and if you don't, they're going to complain that it's not 24/7. So
well, he had showed me that in that trailer that was over there, people would put stuff that could be metal and stuff that could be recycled, take over to Costco.
Sure.
And all that's been removed. I said, well, it's a wonder where they left the trailer. And
that one picture is nasty. All the trash, that's would be nasty.
so we still have Greg, that reminds me. There is, somebody's dumped a mattress off over there. Did you guys?
Over here?
No, across the street over here where the recyclable thing is,
Yeah.
across the railroad tracks. Can you guys get that mattress and dispose of it?
I'll send a text to Orman.
Also another mattress. Not Skyline, it's one of those north or east and west. Crenshaw, going down toward like, return to a transfer station, that's a little further down on the left-hand side, on the south side. Day before yesterday, I don't think it's gonna pick that.
I'll send it up over.
Okay.
People just throw it on the side of the road.
So the hope here is that people would do the right thing, and we would be able to maintain the recycling, the convenience, but it's not being done. And the neighbors are complaining, literally, because people are putting trash out there and putting it in bags that aren't closed up. And when it's a real windy day, you have debris blowing all over the place. And, hopefully we can, taking these steps will eliminate the problem. Time will tell.
Yep.
You got any thoughts on that, Jim?
No, it's kind of a shame. We're trying to do something good here, and people are taking advantage of it, turning what a recycling program into a trash dump. And we got to do something to switch it back around. It's not for all kinds of trash. The purpose is for recycling. And, maybe the media there can help us in that effort to make people aware of that we're trying to do something really good here for the public. But as usual, certain people take advantage of it. And, we got to do something to counter it. So.
Okay, anybody got any old business? If there's none, on the new business, we have a credit for John Parton with out in White Ash, with White Ash Sewer. The last month, he had a bill that came through with 77,100 gallons used. His 6-month average is about 9,500 gallons. And so, checking with Kyle Violet, this is actually from Kyle. He would have a credit coming of $496.86. His total sewer bill was $586.84. So that would leave a balance of $90.08 is about what he would normally pay. So that's what Kyle's recommending, that we give John Parton a credit of $496.86 from the sewer bill.
Do they know what the issue was?
I personally did not speak with Kyle on this. I'm guessing they do, but I don't know that for an absolute. Do you have any idea, Jim?
What was the question again?
On John Parton from Kyle Violet, he had a water, there was a problem with his meter or something.
Right.
77,000 gallons of water is what it said went through. And Kyle recommended giving him a credit for 67,600 gallons. So
I just wondered if they figured out what the reason was for it to be so high.
Oh, that I don't know. I didn't speak with Kyle. Kyle sent the email, and I believe the email was forwarded to both you and Ron. But other than that, I never spoke to Kyle. That's why it happened.
Okay.
So I've got no answer really for that.
Okay, we'll go ahead and adjust it.
The email does say it was a water break.
right,
But was it a water break at his residence?
Yeah, I'm assuming that it means a break in his pipes.
Okay.
Somewhere, yeah.
Residence. Just curious if make sure it wasn't something, one of the things they fixed, you know?
I think if that's the case, then that would have been brought to our attention in a different way. Yeah.
I got a call Sunday too on White Ash. We haven't voted on this yet, but got a call that where we have a problem with the pump, the bypass pump that's being fixed. Rusty was going to call the company that provided the pump. They were going to look at it, and so they were going to get that resolved. But it'll be nice to get those pumps back operating properly, because raw sewage on Sunday afternoon was being pumped out on the ground.
Ron, you might want to check with Kevin Scuda and see what where those new pumps are, what the status is on installing the new pumps.
Okay. All right, so I'll make a motion that we give John Parton credit for $496.86 on his water sewer bill
Per
for Kyle Violet.
I'll second.
Ron Ellis,
Okay,
Brent Gentry,
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
all right, then we also have the Village of Bush sent us back the animal control intergovernmental agreement between them and Lincoln County for their animal control for this next year. Population of 275, and it's $577.50 is what they pay for that. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the animal control intergovernmental agreement between Windsor County and the Village of Bush.
second,
Ron Ellis,
Jay.
Brent Gentry,
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
All right, we had, next is the security automation system for the sheriff's department over at the jail. The cameras, are not working properly. And they have a server, a new server that would be put in there. We talked about this just a little bit. We talked to Scott about securing a second bid. He had talked with another company, two other companies actually, and I've not gotten anything. I tried to call them, but I haven't got anything back. I know it's a security problem that we have severely over there by not having the security cameras up and not functional at this time.
Well, this is something brought to our attention
Last
a week
week,
ago.
yeah, last week.
And so, most of the cameras work just fine. There are just a few areas that one of the guys I spoke to at the camera said they can be rebuilt. Scott even said they do work. They need some, he just thinks they need to redo the whole thing to start fresh. But, when we first put these in, it was a lot more than these numbers here. And anytime you go over $30,000, you need to get another bid. And that's where we stand. Actually, I would like to have 3 bids if possible. It's lowest price, even though, actually comparable, make sure apple to apple. And that's where we stand. I haven't heard another word from the sheriff's department.
And like I said, I've tried to get a hold of both Scott McCabe and Benny Vick, and I haven't heard back from either one of them.
So we had one, and just have to wait and see what they come up with. We just heard about it last week, and if it was I guess if it was a major issue, they'd be scrambling all over getting these bids.
Hey, Ron,
Yeah,
I assume that the cameras, is something that the board is going to be paying for.
correct.
So, I'll have to agree with Brent. I think we need to get another couple of extra bids. I do know of someone that does want to throw a bid in. And so at this time, I wouldn't feel comfortable voting on approving anything right now until we all have the opportunity to look at new bids.
Yeah, that's correct, because it's over 30,000, so we have to bid it. So we need more than just one. So, but anyway, I figured if it was some major deal, they'd be, just jumping over here with all kinds of information. Haven't heard a word.
So we'll table that until we get
Sure.
more information.
And once we get the bids in, then we'll decide which one's the best route to go, and we'll get her done.
And we've told them that we can have if we get everything in, all we need is 48 hours, and we can have have a special meeting for that.
Sure.
Right.
So the minutes, you want to do those?
They'd like to accept the minutes for November 9th, 2018. Accepting November 9th, 2018.
I'll second that.
Ron Ellis.
Okay.
Brent Gentry.
Okay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Motion to accept November 13th, 2018.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Okay.
Brent Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Motion to accept the meeting for November 21, 2018 minutes.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Brent Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Motion to accept minutes from November 28, 2018.
Second.
Ron Ellis.
Okay.
Brent Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
All right. Need to accept the following reports: the Williamson County Clerk, File Records, October; the Williamson County Clerk Fees Account, October; the Williamson County Clerk Real Estate Trust, October; the Williamson County Clerk Mobile Home Trust, October; and the Public Defender Report for November. Accept those reports. All right, now we're down to the resolution here for with the state attorney's office. Brandon sent over something we do annually. It has the cost is $24,000. It's for the fiscal year from December 1st, 2018 through November 30th of 2019. Total cost is $24,000, and this is from the Office of the State's Attorney's Appellate Prosecutor. Wendy, you want to throw something in there on any of this?
Basically, this is an annual agreement we do with the Illinois State's Attorney's Appellate Prosecutor's Office. They handle all of our appeals They assist anytime we need special prosecutors assigned on cases that our office has a conflict in, they'll step in and handle those cases. They help in providing legal research, answering questions that we can't always find answers to, just a lot of things really. So, and this is the fee for that. Everything's included in it. So.
I was going to say the same thing about you saying something, but I know from situations past, you guys really rely on them a lot.
Yeah, they have helped us out quite a bit in the past.
Yeah.
It's a very good source to have. I think this price is very reasonable considering what they do for us.
And it's the same price we've had for the last few years.
Well, that being said, I will make a motion on the resolutions, the state's attorney appellate prosecution resolution.
Second,
Ron Ellis.
yay.
Brent Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
And then we have the Greater Regional Planning and Development Commission up for reappointment is Greg Smothers, and then the county chairman, I would be replacing Jim for the remainder of this term, would be from December 11th, 2018, expiring on December 31st of 2019. So we need a motion.
Okay. So what's going on, so I make a motion we're putting back on Greg and Steve. Okay. I make a motion to put Greg Smothers and Ron Ellis on to the Greater Egypt Planning Development Board.
I'll second that.
Ron Ellis.
Yay.
Brent Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Jim, are your tears flowing yet from being on one less board?
There you go.
Oh, mercy.
All right. Do you got either one of you guys got anything else?
No, I don't.
All good.
Well, Brent had, he had sent me an email. We had a discussion on the other day regarding some things that needed to be done at the end of the year. And so just to give you guys an update on what's going on, I spoke with, people were calling Kim. She had said that she had 4 contacts from people who were upset or had questions about, they weren't upset, they had questions about their budget. So I contacted Kim and she sent me an email, and I sent all of us an email on some different things that people had talked to her. So I called everybody that was involved. And so Angie, she, when I talked with her, she only had a question. The main question she had was, what are we going to do with the payroll at the end of the year? And so we had talked about in our meeting that we were going to split that because it was perfect the way it split for the pay period. Part of it, 1 week would be fully in last year, and 1 week would be fully this year. But when I spoke to Brinson, he said that the payroll system that we have cannot handle that. And so we had already put into the budget for 26 payrolls, and their system could not handle splitting the 2 weeks. So with that, I told Angie that, and she had calculated splitting it up, but she was going to go ahead and calculate doing it just for the full 2 weeks. So basically computed it, and what we're talking about for the county-wide is right at $5,000 difference, is what the 55 cents an hour
Software
is.
might do my work, huh?
We'll never know. But that's,
She just said anything about her temporary or part-time or anything like that. So she paid for it.
so she didn't say a word about those at all.
So the payroll software can't divide,
The present system that we have apparently cannot.
because that's how ours was turned in. We did the week on the old pay rates and then the other week on the new pay
How
rate.
about the new one too?
Because that's how Tiara submitted ours, is she split them between
Okay.
the old rate and the new rate. So I haven't, and I don't know if Tiara's there today, but she sent it in yesterday that way, so I don't know.
I don't know if what,
That's what we decided, so.
that's what we literally had talked about. One of the other questions
About splitting them.
about
Is
splitting
that
it.
the only person asked about?
Well, that's what I thought we were supposed to
Yeah.
do. Because that's why I had Tiara do it that way. She split.
You did correct.
Okay.
This Tricia had figured out.
Okay.
That's best I can guess. Um, Jonah, Stephanie had already talked with her regarding the ROE claims. And so
Is that over the salary or?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's about how the claims are divided up.
But it wasn't about the salary of the new person. So something totally separate.
Kim actually had talked to Jonna. I talked to Kim after she had talked to Jonna.
Well, that's all taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay. That's part of it.
Yeah.
All taken care of.
We're working on the claims that are supposed to happen at the end of the year, which is amazing. I spoke with the chief judge over there, the secretary, and they're going to get the $20,000 transfer that's supposed to come over for the work that the treasurer does. That's supposed to be done either today, hopefully today, if they have any questions. And the others, what I don't understand is the transfers, they happen every year. And instead of the board trying to make sure that these transfer happen, that should be a function that's done through the treasurer's office, in my mind. And, but we're, I don't have a problem following up to make sure that they all get done properly. They're almost done.
How many you got left?
There's 5.
5 left transfer?
5 left. And hopefully those will be done today. 2 of them are with GIS. 2 of them are with the sheriff's department. I've got to get with Celeste on the VOCA grant. They don't have to be. They're usually never done by the December 1st. They're always done the first part of December to make sure that if the office holders that they were coming from were on top of it, they happen every year. Yeah, you're right. It would. But for whatever reason, it didn't. I did have a couple of conversations with some people. What most people were wondering about was because of the 27th payroll, we did not put that into, and I explained to them the reason we didn't put that into their budget was because it would make it look like we cut everybody's salary. If you have a 27th budget in the 1 year and or 27th payroll in 1 year and 26th the next year, it appears that people had their salaries cut. But that's not the case. Everybody got paid normally. It just so happened that the first day and the last day of the year, which is a fluke, was a payday of our fiscal year. So I explained that to them. And when we went through and I had Brinson run a year to date as of November 30th and with payrolls in there, and most everybody's budgets, there were a few that were still in the black, but most everybody's budget went into the red because of that 27th payroll. But I explained to them that, we're not going to beat them up. We're not going to tar and feather them or anything like that. Because of that, it's just, they were wanting to make sure that they weren't going to be reprimanded or ridiculed or anything like that because their overall budget went into the red. And I said, no, we're okay. So, and then there was a question on whether Kim was working with Brinson on setting up the new fund. I don't know why she would need to set that up, or she would need to be involved with that.
What fund's he doing?
That is the one
The new
where
pension.
the pension for the IMRF, where we designated the reserve for
Oh, yeah.
into the.
My guess would be he called her, which is not good.
Well, he did call her. And I don't understand why. I mean, it takes 60 seconds to establish a new account number. And set up the new fund. I for the life of me, I do not understand.
Remember the memo was sent out 2 years ago, so nobody was listening.
Understand. And then
Sure it was, no, that's why, so.
Brinson and Kim, once again, Brinson got with Kim and to verify the transfers. that hadn't been done. And I don't once again, I don't understand why he would get a hold of her to verify the transfers, because that's a managerial position. We should be doing that ourselves.
No idea.
So everything
Well,
is,
they don't understand, so.
everything that
Well done.
was here is either has already been accomplished or is in the process. Once we get these other once we get these other 5 transfers into us, that'll all be wrapped up from last year. And if everything goes right, it'll happen today or tomorrow at the latest. And then a couple of things on yours. This brings up a good point, actually, that the people that we have here in the county that are calling Kim, that is putting her into a managerial position where when they call her directly and she's making she's helping them to resolve whatever the problem is they're calling about, that should be a position that should be done by either the treasurer's office or by us. And by putting her into that position, we're literally setting up an opportunity for her to lose her independence as an auditor. Because according to the auditing standards, the auditor has to be independent. Can't make any managerial decisions whatsoever.
I will disagree with that point. Kim does not make the decision.
I don't,
If somebody asks her a question, she'll give the advice, but she does not make the decision. She has told us that time and time again. She does not make the decision.
every time you say something, this is my
The board
advice.
makes the decision. She gives us the information, that's all.
Well,
That's why we're here every time.
see, and I think we should need a clarification because this is definitely a gray area. So what I think we should do is contact the Attorney General's office for the state of Illinois and with the State Regulatory Commission and ask them for a clarification to make sure that she is maintaining her independence in this, because this is a managerial decision. And it is in direct violation of the auditing standards for doing any auditing work.
Again, that's your opinion. You're not an attorney and you're a CPA, so, or. that's what you
And
said.
so is she.
Right. And she's also an auditor and a very good one. So that's your opinion. And so you can write anybody you want to write and get out of your system and you go on. So
Okay.
just make sure you get your facts straight. So, because that tends to be a problem. So make sure you get your facts straight.
One of the other facts here, go ahead,
As
Jim.
I've said before too, and I'll agree with Brent, that's your opinion. And I appreciate and respect your opinion, but it's not my opinion. I don't share the same opinion.
Okay. And I do appreciate that, but I think that this is a serious situation that we have here. And I think we need a clarification on this. So we'll see what happens. There's a, Brent, you had asked about the, with the $40,000 that we set up to
Just
pay her
set
for,
back, yeah.
we set back for the accounting services.
Mhm.
Public Defender's Office that we had, the situation we had there, that is, if Kim chooses to put that part of the 40,000, that's one thing. But that's a separate contract. That's a special engagement that we established. And I did not agree with this because it's open-ended. It's $150 an hour. Usually the audit engagements that we get are fixed. It's $8,000 the audit for the circuit clerk's office. You know, that we're going to have $17,500 for the budget assembly to help her, to pay her, to help us to do the budget. The $40,000 is for accounting services. She could choose
Or you're also.
to put this 40,000, to make this fee with the public defender into that 40,000, make that a component of it. But she doesn't have to, because this is a separate engagement. And a separate engagement is above and beyond that $40,000 fee. So I just want that pointed out, and you guys to realize that it's only if Kim chooses to make that part of the 40,000, if that's the way it is. But that's not the way it's set up. It's set up as a complete separate fee because it's a complete separate engagement.
Not what I told, that's your opinion again, so that's fine.
It doesn't matter. That's exactly the way it is. You know, we'll see how it plays out during the course of the year.
We will.
And
So Wendy, if you call and you have a question, about anything, need help with anything over there, she comes over, that goes in part of that, we have set back. Whether it hits 40,000, doesn't hit 40,000, or we have a big crisis come up, may go over if it's one of those, you know, deals we're gonna do before, but that's what that's for office holders, stuff like that. Now, if you don't want to talk to office holders, then you send a memo out again, and waste a lot of time and effort and tell them that again, you're gonna get the same results. Or like to, you're not those you're welcome to send it out.
well, once again, by them bypassing the system and going directly to Kim for answers.
Just send a memo out.
Okay, I
Again,
will.
you're gonna get the same results.
But I found that every one of the office holders that I spoke with was more than willing to cooperate.
Send them out.
When I talked with them, I asked them point blank if they had any questions or if they had any problems, and they said no. And everybody answered every question that I had. So,
You send one out, you sign it, Chairman Reynolds, and you know, I'm not signing, you sign it. You send it out and sign it. So
said that, what?
a memo says you must, whatever your problem is, you must contact you or can't contact her or whatever you want to say.
Okay,
It's been done before. We got the same results. So we're just going around in circles. So go ahead.
well, the bottom line here is the office holders, if they don't have any questions, they should not be going to the auditor, period. It may be a lot easier, but our function as commissioners is if there's any other problems that the office holders can't handle, it's to come to us first.
Our job is to do the budget.
Our job is to run the county. We're the chief financial officers of the county.
To the budget.
Well, we have other functions besides just
I
the
understand
budget.
that, but that's the part of that part. So
Okay,
write up anything you want to write up, make you feel better and get it over with.
okay.
I get tired about every single meeting, so just
Well,
do it.
The one thing we have to do, I'll tell you this right now, I'll compromise. I'll quit, as you say, harping on this. If we just agree to bid it out, that's all I want to do is I
I
want to
said
bid
I
it
have no
out.
problem with you, but you're
So
gonna
now we're trying to negotiate.
Yeah.
Correct, Ron? Just
No.
like what we do with the unions.
Well, if you want to look at it that way.
Negotiate with you.
if you don't want to bid everything across the board, it's personal, Ron.
I
Okay,
want to
so,
bid everything across the board.
so, you know, you guys whip it all up and get all your bid stuff ready next month or whatever and go for it, whatever y'all want to do. It just gets over here and over and over. And
Is
over.
that what, that's not what I want to
I
do.
disagree. That's my opinion.
Do you want to?
I think with Rep Perkins, if I got, I think they're hard to find, but I will not just do one. That's a personal shot. You do them all, or I'm not going to do anything.
Okay,
I've been said the same thing forever, so I'm not changing my opinion one bit. So it's a special service, and that would be everything, all the insurances, that's everything we want to do. And then we get best insurance, pretty good insurance right now, I get them up for a minute. But I'm not gonna do one, because that is a very personal deal. And it's very clear, it's personal, so if you guys wanna do them all. I will
well, once
be happy to
before,
do
when we
them all.
did the insurance, we'd have to start that in
What are
February.
we doing right now? What are we doing right
I
now?
will disagree. I want you to understand my opinion. I disagree. I have no interest in bidding out for labor or anything. We're not required, and I will disagree.
Okay. So, anything else?
Yeah. You have any good stories for us, man?
Not today.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I want to do some one-on-one interviews, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
I mostly want to talk about the security camera stuff.
Right.
I wish we had an answer, sincerely.
No, yeah, well,
We're gonna reach out to Benny too.
no, that's where you need to go.
Yeah,
Because,
I wanna get your guys' thoughts.
yeah, no, like I said today, they came in, caught us really off guard.
Hello?
They came in and they said,
Yeah, here's Benny.
and they came in,
Oh.
they came in,
I thought you were Benny Big. I'm in a board meeting right now.
anyway, they came in.
Did we just lose Jim for a minute? We probably need to make that known.
I don't know.
Okay,
But anyway, we were in the budget
it said unknown.
and they came
Is
in.
Jim still on the phone, Ron?
Oh, shit. Jim?
Cut him out of the picture, didn't we? Poor guy, you got next to her, he's going, where the hell did I go? So,
Eradicate that word.
yeah.
Are you still in the meeting room?
Okay, here's what happened. Whenever Benny calls, it always says unknown. And so I've tried to call him multiple times today and it showed up unknown. And I thought, well, there's Benny right there. So I clicked on it. It was not Benny. And then when I got done, I just told him, I can't talk now. I'm in a board meeting. And Wendy says, did you disconnect Jim? And I said, oh crap. And yeah, I had. So we haven't finished anything yet. And
So,
I apologize for cutting you off.
we paused, now we're gonna go back, okay, so anyway, we're sitting in the budget meeting, and they came in, that's where they asked for requests and everything. They said they have some areas that probably need to be better, camera-wise, or not rural, they think need to be better. I was here doing the jail when it was built 2012, and so, probably some of the cameras might need to be updated. The question is, can they be updated where they stand, or does that have to be a new system? So we're looking at all these bids. And they brought in this one and just handed it to us, and that's what we said, or I think I said, if it's over 30,000, we must bid it. And at least two, I prefer three, like Jim said, well, I prefer at least three, just you taxpayer dollars, and let's make sure we do it right. And that's the last thing I've heard of anybody. So I guess what I'm saying is, if it was a dire emergency of a camera situation, they would have really been given a bunch of bids.
When did they reach out to you guys?
Last week.
Last week.
I don't remember what day.
They walked in and handed it to us.
It was about Tuesday or Wednesday,
It was
maybe.
early last week.
And
It was before he went on.
Yeah. it was before, and I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. And the bid that we have is for $41,005 from this company. And it's to replace a server, some cameras, and then it's to adapt some of the current cameras into the system. So that's when Brent had recommended that we get a second bid or possibly a third bid, because they had reached out to two other companies, but they had not heard back from those two other companies as of yet.
Now, one thing on this is, we have a price here, you just mentioned the price, but we can't, to do a formal bid, it has to come in, we have to set a date on the bid,
Right.
and it has to come in an envelope, sealed, and then the county clerk will open it for us.
Yeah, I was gonna avoid mentioning the
Yeah.
number, because
Yeah.
that would be unfair to them.
They're committed. So,
I was going to avoid mentioning that.
yeah, it would be, but it is, I don't think that you're looking at the camera that doesn't work over inmates. It's just, they think some of this new software that need to be updated for some of the cameras.
Okay, because we have heard from a couple sources that, remember the inmate that was beat up in the jail a couple weeks ago? They don't know who did it because the camera systems overlooking that inmate wasn't working.
That's just me. I didn't know, so we go to the jail, go to the jail, sometimes pay attention to news.
Yeah, the guy who a couple weeks ago beat up his baby, he
Oh,
got beat up in jail.
Oh, okay, yeah, I definitely see it,
Just if that's true, does that open up the county to any sort of liability issues there?
that would be a question for the attorney, I don't know.
That's not something I'm gonna comment on.
I would be, you hear a lot of things, but you need to talk into the truth. We're not over that. So,
I don't think the board's been made aware of any of those incidents.
Our job would be to set the bids and get it in place and get that. That's our job. That's where it stops. So I haven't heard another word out of him. He's called him.
I've called multiple times trying to get an answer back for today, and I have not heard back.
I know there's other camera, companies out there, some would like to bid on it, but we're gonna have to put it out. I'm going to have to talk to them, you're gonna have to tell them, put that out a formal bid, not
And
just
see,
them, not them getting it.
has to be a
You
sealed
know,
bid.
they can get it and say, hey, so-and-so, it's, 22,000, whatever, and they say, okay, we'll cut that by $1. You know, it's gotta be coming in right, we had to set a date and a time when it kind of clerk opens, seal bids. That's how the bidding process works. So this, to me, that means nothing. So until they won't put in a formal bid, I'm not interested in looking at it, so. Agree?
Yeah, I'm okay if you guys end the meeting. I'd like to do. like,
Okay.
Yeah,
some stuff
well,
after.
we want you to go ahead and talk to either Scott McCabe
Yeah.
or Benny.
Yeah, I was gonna reach out to both of them next one,
Sure.
see what's going on first.
Okay, very good. Jim, you got anything up?
You got any thoughts on that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'll now make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Ron Ellis,
Yay.
Rick Gentry.
Yay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yay.
Everything going, I won't say nothing until I.
It's kind of like,
Hang on.
I guess you're kind of delayed on the telephone whenever, it's kind of like you guys do the reporting saying,
So everything's still.
so we're gonna go live, Jefferson County. It's going,
Are you there,
come on. Oh, I hear you now.
Jim?
I think it's just on that.
Yeah.